Hey, how's it going? So what you see on the screen right now is the problem. Hellgate F is not a clear winner. Hellgate F is actually between Apollo Justice Dishonored 2 and LA Noir. So there is a mistake. Hellgate F is wrong. The rest are right. The rest are right. So Hellgate A revives Umineko. Hellgate B, we need to roll a marble for every game that has 71 votes. They're net votes because they have negative votes too. We need to roll 3 marbles for Paper Mario, Yakuza Kiwami, Divinity Original Sin 2. We need to roll for Hellgate D. We need to roll a marble for every game that has 72 votes. Again, net votes. Hellgate E, roll a marble for every game that has 68 net votes. Hellgate F, like you said, Apollo Justice, Dishonored 2, LA Noir. Hellgate G revives the Void. Congratulations, the Void. We need to flip a coin between Ace Combat 7 and Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, but instead I think we'll just make 100 marbles, and 50 of them are Ace Combat 7 and 50 of them are Ratchet and Clank, and we'll just see what happens. And Hellgate I revives Bioshock. So, congratulations. Can you explain everything you've done on Discord in the past week? No. No. Okay, so I'm going to start scrolling, and I will tell you when I've gotten through all of the rules that are in the voting room. Not the games. I will stop when I get to the games. All right, this is how long it takes to scroll through all of the rules, all right? We have now reached the games. Right now, we are guaranteed to play, unless something like awful happened. We are guaranteed to play Persona 4 Golden, the Zero Escape series, Steins Gate, which is going to become a weekly feature, Dujana, I think I'm saying that right, Half-Life 2, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. Those are the ones that are 100% guaranteed. Now, what's 99% guaranteed, because it's in the Halls of Ascension and not Outer Heaven, is Metal Gear Solid series Marathon 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm undecided on Peace Walker. I'm going to play Peace Walker. And the Halls of Ascension are supposed to be safe, but then Merrick got a bomb into the fucking Halls of Ascension, and then it got defused, so it didn't go off, and so that's what happened. Okay, that was during the first 2 Radiant Angels arc, Votos, and the one that didn't have a name. Oh, there's been fan art, chat. You have no idea. Go look at the fan. There's been fan art. People made music. We had like 2 word games. Like you have no idea. It's been a festival of bullshit. And now we're rolling marbles. And we're rolling marbles because Divina Cage, the 3rd Radiant Corrupted Angel of Chaos, the 4-faced, came up and one of her 4 effects. 25 votes, the Indigo Prophecy comes true. Instead of the top 5 games and the bottom 3 games ascending, it switches to top 3, bottom 5. That was the tame one. All right, 100 votes is Bring on the Meteorites. The Velt is devastated by a meteor shower. Everything receives a downvote button. If it already has one, it gets another one. 175 votes, this is the one. The 3rd face desires order, because what is chaos without some hypocrisy? Every non-game entity on the list, that was important. It's important that it's a non-game entity on the list, becomes a Hellgate, explained below. All right, and that's what we're doing now. And if she gets 350 votes, everyone gets to vote. Hellgate explanation. Every entity on the Velt that is not a game turns into a Hellgate, which drills a hole into the hell of cold things. 24 hours after the Hellgates open, which is 24 hours ago, this is already passed now, it's done. A cold game will return to the Velt through the gate. The gate will then close. The game chosen depends on how many votes the Hellgate has and how many votes the game had when it was culled. Alright? So when it was removed from the list, it had some votes, and the Hellgate can be voted up or down. So, like, the Hellgate exists on both the Velt and the Hell of Cold Things, like 2 planes at the same time. So wherever the Hellgate is in the cold things, it just like sucks in the game that's next to it, which is what you can see on the screen right now. So, like, it'll suck that game in and spit it out back into the voting board so you can vote on it. Pretty easy to understand, right? There's some games that were tied, so they're, like, equally distant around, like, the Hellgate in a circle, and the Hellgate will only suck in the game that is closest to them, so we have to decide which one it just randomly chooses that's closest. So, we have to roll marbles to find out. I was just gonna roll a dice, but then I thought some of you might not believe the result. What the fuck is... How are you here and you don't know what JADS is? Like, you've listened to this whole thing, and your question is, what is JADS? What do you mean, what is JADS? That's your question? After everything, your question is, what is JADS? JADS is the Discord server, Joseph Anderson Discord server. It's JADS, because this is the JADS voting universe. That's what we are. This is the voting universe, and these are the rules. There's 5 planes. It's very easy to understand. There's 5 planes. The top one is Outer Heaven, then the Halls of Ascension, then the middle one, the Voting Veld, which is a donut, and that's where we are, like, where the voting happens. Then the Hell of Cold Things, and then below that is Double Hell, where games go if they're vetoed, because they can't come back from Double Hell. I mean, there's probably a way. Yeah, okay, you guys want to know about the Purple Chan Chronicles? Alright, so there was a bomb arc. There's been 2 waifus in this game, arguably more, depending on your taste, but there's been 2 main waifus in this game. So there was Bomb Chan, and that was in the early rounds. And then there was Votos, and Votos brought with her 5 training dummies, and they all had a bit of a description. And the purple training dummy was the cute one. And at some point throughout the game, Fire Emblem, needed a little pick-me-up. The Fire Emblem Three Houses fans, it wasn't going so well. There was a conspiracy theory that I was rigging the game against them. So I thought, you know what, let's see what we can do for the Fire Emblem fans. So I made them a deal, and Purple Chan came along, hopped her way in front of all the players and said, I'm not sentient, I'm not real, so I've made a deal with Votos, the second Radiant Angel of Reckoning, that if you kill me, I will leave, and Votos doesn't have to sustain me anymore, so she'll be happy. I get to die, and I don't need to be in this living, non-sentient hell anymore, and you get to ascend the game. So and that game can be Fire Emblem Three Houses. So Fire Emblem Three Houses gets to be played for sure. It goes to Outer Heaven. So the question was literally, do you kill Purple Chan? And the votes were a shotgun and a yellow emote face saying no. And all Fire Emblem fans had to do was vote yes. That's all they had to do. That's all they had to do. And they just couldn't do it. Just no. No one. She lived. A line of text. Not even sentient. She sweetened the deal. She sweetened the deal. Metal Gear Solid gets to go to Outer Heaven too. Metal Gear Solid gets to Outer Heaven and Fire Emblem. And they still couldn't do it. 80 people, because Naja made an amazing website, and we can see who voted for everything. The website's amazing. If you go on the Discord server, look at the website's amazing. Absolutely amazing website. Because we know that 80 people who voted for Fire Emblem Three Houses voted no on killing Purple Chan. The traitors. And it resulted in one of the funniest images that has ever been captured on server. One of the funniest images ever was a Fire Emblem fan begging me in Dragon's Den, Joe, please, can we have an 11th hour twist that will save Fire Emblem? Give us a chance. We'll do anything. And it's just me, all caps, responding with, this was it. And that was one of the 2 times that I cried laughing in the past week. The other time was when we did the word game last night, and I gave 27 people a number and a letter, and 3 of them were the imposter, and they had to figure out what the phrase was out of all these clues, and they had to like reveal it to each other, and I gave them numbers instead of letters. So Boulder comes in the chat, and he's the first one to reveal what he had. And Boulder's like, Joe gave me 2-5. We're playing a word game. Okay, what do you have to do? You have to guess the letters and arrange the words. All right. What letters do you have? I have 2-5. Oh my god! They got it though. They figured it out. They did. They figured it pretty quick too. I think it only took them like 2 hours or 3 hours. This is a map of the voting Veld, which, as you can see from the middle, is a donut. Has a donut hole. This is not how it actually looks like in reality. Liberties have been taken. What flavor is it? It's not a literal donut. It's just donut shaped. I don't know why you would think it's possible it could be a literal donut, considering the really tame and serious and grounded rules we have had throughout this whole ordeal. This is the website for the voting game. We're gonna be rolling marbles, because if we go down here, all right, so these are the planes of existence in the voting game. So this is just a preview of the fan art that has been made and the fan memes that has been made. In the beginning, there was just the Velt. All right, so this is the third voting game poll that we've done. I think we did one before, and then we did one for Halloween. And how it works usually is that if you're a sub or a patron, you can DM me on Discord and you can suggest the game. Then I put them all in a channel on Discord, and I add an emote to them, and you can see the emotes here. Most of them were Pog. Last time I think it was just up arrows. Had a Food Boyfriend got a bird. Fire Emblem Three Houses got the Three Houses emote, which I was just so proud of, you know, just little things like that. I also put fake games on the list. Fake games like, some of them are gone now because they got turned into different things. Milk Inside a Bag of Milk Inside a Bag of Milk is a real game. So that is not a fake game. There was like Shin Megami Tensei, how many games can we veto? Because I told everyone I was going to veto all the Shin Megami Tensei games. And then we did. There was Toho 27 or whatever. Help, I've married a flea, and now I think I'm falling in love with him. With music by Hans Zimmer and voice acting by Christopher Walken as the flea. But that was the most elaborate one. That's not there anymore because it got evolved, and that was as far as the craziness was going to go. I thought, you know, it could be some jokes, and the plan was that we were going to have 3 or 4 rounds, and every end of the round, I was going to remove some games. I was going to remove all the games that didn't receive X amount of votes, and the X was going to be determined by how many votes the top set of games had received. The idea is supposed to be that you whittle it down to the point where at the end of the round you have 20 or 30 games left. And as you can see, we got pretty good. I think there's 33 games left on this list, so it did work out. Someone said to me, it's kind of lame that, like, here you can see, like, there's a huge difference. These are games that got called. You can see there's a huge difference between these set of games and these sets of games. And that's not to mention, like, games down here that not many people had even heard of, or were just kind of like half a niche, you know what I mean? 2021 The Revenge of David Cage. There you go. So someone said, you know, it's kind of lame that, you know, like, part of this poll, the goal is for Joe to play games that he wasn't really exposed to before. And that's true. And there's a lot of cool games on this list, Joe, that you're not going to play because there's clear winners right away. So what are we going to do? So the intention was that top 5 games win. If there's something that's an outlier at the end of the round, to make the game interesting, we just take it. You know, because if something's clearly winning, that's not fun. That doesn't keep the poll fresh and engaging. So let's just remove it, promise to play it, and then the next top 5 become the winners. After so many votes were set, I added a new rule. Good morning, everyone. A new rule has been added to the game voting file. Now, I didn't realize what I had done at this point. Like, this was the catalyst that set things off. This was the first little snowball setting off down the hill, okay? A new win condition is being added to the game. A lose condition. The 3 games that received the least amount of votes will also be played. Happy voting. Remember, you can remove games you previously cast. When I call, I will remove all games in a mid-range to keep low-voted games and high-voted games. So now, instead of removing just low-voted games and keeping like the top 100 and then the top 70 and the top 50 and the top 30, it's going to be the top 35 and the bottom 35 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna be taking the middle ones out. And when I did this, Dragon's Den, this is what started, you know, Dragon's Den started going ape shit. All right, like here, let's just scroll through the fan art, and you can see the amount of like memes and shit that started going through. Voting rules on the first day, voting rules on the last day. Zero Skate weebs the bomb. This doesn't make sense to you yet, but it will. Trust me. Oh, Joe isn't streaming for a week or 2. Can't wait to have a productive time. Oh, there's Bomb Chan, my grandma's favorite game. Nice callback. Damn, cute as fuck, right? Looks like I'll have to play widely suggested weeb visual novels for another 6 months straight again. Oh, and all these games people have voted on too. Maybe if I introduce a few game mechanics like a bomb or a dragon angel, that might make things more interesting. And now there's Lose of the Bomb. There's Bomb Chan. Oi, you cheeky little fugs, respect your elders. Bomb Chan slay the Not actually very sweet. Why, yes, I do educate. Sorry, educate the internet on the topic of Justin Anderson Twitch stream. I don't know what that is on my weekends. How could you tell? We call them chans. I don't know what that is, Merrick. And then this rainbow thing just kept. We almost banned it. Like legit, we almost banned this copy pasta meme thing. Like seriously, like it was all over. It's still there. Someone's posting it right now in Dragon's Den. I can't even see it. I know that. What is my purpose? You blow up. I love this style. Oh my god. You have broken so many games for us. Now it's our turn. Is there zero escape from this hell? Witcher 3 weighing down 2077. Play these games for me. Today's Lazy Teens. Deep Indies. AAA dribble. Fly her to the moon. Fucking Statue of Liberty crying. Good morning, everyone. A new rule has been added to the game voting file. There we go. So half of the fun and the chaos that's ensued has been just like me on my bullshit. And Merrick in particular, just like poking it with a stick and being like, what about this? What if this happened? What about that? What if this condition? What if that happened? So it's just like, oh shit. All right. So just go all in, just go ham. When I introduced this new low vote rule, all right, Dragon's Den went nuts. And this was very inspiring. Very inspiring. Now I have like a reason to do more, you know? And now we're taking the top 3 and bottom 5. Fire Emblem Three Houses, because the middle spot also wins. Or if games end in a state that they are winning and they're tied, they kill each other. Because last time we had a poll, you fucking weebs tied the top 2 spots and we had to play them both. And I'm not getting played like that again. I'm not getting played. And that happens before anything else. So if that makes the middle position shift, then that makes the middle position shift. All right? There's been a lot of discussion about like trying to get Kingdom Hearts 2 and Gravity Rush in a tied position so they kill each other so we don't have to play Kingdom Hearts 2. And you know what? God bless them. I hope they do it. Unbiased, by the way. Be careful, weebs, because if something goes into Outer Heaven and it ties a game that's already in Outer Heaven, that also gets killed. On February 6th, late at night, Joe was trying to sleep. And Joe had an idea, and Joe started laughing and almost woke up Lily. Because I thought, what would happen if we put... I had all these fake games, right? Not only did I have games, this was when the first culling happened. Not only did I have positions on the board that I could change because I put all those fake games on it. Like, I'm a Witcher was at the top. Everyone voted for I'm a Witcher. You know, we had all these joke entries that were on the list that were already there and had votes, and I could change them into other things. So, I had already planned that at some point I was going to take Shin Megami Tensei 5 and during like a day before the next round culling, evolve it into Persona 4, just to upset everyone. That's why I didn't let it on the list, because I wanted that twist to happen. That was the only thing I legitimately planned to see how fast it would rise, and it did. Look, it's right. On February 6th, I started laughing in my when I was trying to sleep because I thought, what if I like evolved. So for Deus Ex, I decided to do like, oh no, a bomb, and Kingdom Hearts 3 turned into a dragon angel. This is when the game just went completely off the rails, and we've just been recovering since then. So a bomb went on in the Velt here, and the bomb could be upvoted, and I think we gave it a downvote button too. Could be positioned somewhere in the list, and at the end of the round, it would explode and kill whatever is above it and whatever's below it, and that would get culled. But to make it even, the Dragon Angel was also added onto the list, and that could be moved up and down the list, and whatever was above it and whatever was below it would ascend, right? So I thought this was a very engaging use of poll mechanics, and chat was very confused, but like in almost every step of the way, chat has been very like, what the fuck, and then in a little while they completely get it and they start gaming it, because chat is gamers, and gamers know. This was on the board. Okay, so then Merrick started asking questions. Joe, there's a clear outlier spot. What would happen if the bomb got into the clear outlier spot? Would the bomb go up to Outer Heaven? Does the bomb explode before the outliers happen at the end of the round? Like, what's the order of operations here? Clear outliers have to come first, because then we have to take like look at what's winning and what's not winning. And it would suck if, like, the Dragon Angel ascended something that was going to be a clear outlier. That's not fair. It's supposed to be like a bonus. So, okay, clear outliers ascend first. And then I'm like, but what if happens with the bomb? I'm like, the bomb and the Dragon Angel can't go off at the same time, because then that would be like a bomb explodes as it ascends. Like, how's that going to happen? So I was like, okay, outliers go first. And then Merrick said, so you're telling me if we get the Dragon Angel and the bomb next to each other, that the Dragon Angel will ascend the bomb, and then the bomb will explode because the ascension happens first. And I'm like, fuck. Yeah, sure, that's what it is. Then it's like, okay, but what if we got the Dragon Angel into the bottom outlier spot, and the bomb into the top outlier spot? Like, so then the Dragon Angel and the bomb would both go to the Halls of Ascension, and then the Dragon Angel would trigger its ascension, but it's already in the Halls of Ascension, so where does it go? Oh shit. So then I had to fucking figure out this. There exists 5 planes of existence in the JADS voting universe. Lost my shit when I typed that. So when an angel ends a round, it ascends whatever is above or below it, meaning it sends it up 1 layer. That's the typo. When a bomb goes off, it makes anything above or below it go down a layer, but it also does that to itself. But the angel doesn't. The angel doesn't do that, you know? The only ways to move up and down are to be called via the chosen vote range by me, or to be a clear outlier and ascend. This means if you were to get an angel into a state of clear outlier, it would ascend at the end of the round and enter the Hall of Ascension. Then it would trigger its above-below ascension on those around it, moving it up again. So if you were to get both a bomb and angel into clear outliers, they would both enter the Halls of Ascension at the end of the round. Then the angel would trigger her ascension before the A bomb explodes, meaning it gets sent to outer heaven, where I have arbitrarily decided callings can't happen. Just like ascensions can't happen from double hell either, but there's probably a way. Now, if you're reading this and being like, wow, that's a cool little tidbit, there's no way they did it. Well, look at outer heaven. Not only is the Dragon Angel in outer heaven, and not only is the bomb in outer heaven, the bomb is diffused. It didn't even go off. If the bomb had ascended by itself into Halls of Ascension, it would have called Zero Escape, and that's what they were really scared of. They had gotten the bomb into Halls of Ascension, and it blew up. It would have went back to the Veld, because that's what happened. You want to know why that's what would happen? Because once we started doing rules, Joe was too much of a Joe to back down. Once the rules are set, those are the rules, and we have to follow them. In this round, they managed to get the bomb up here and the dragon down here. This is not what occurred. Bomb Chan Saga went on for a lot longer than that. All right, here you can see. Let's see the website. You can see pitches, who voted for it. 13 Sentinel. Look at this shit. They all have it. You could spend hours and hours on this website just reading everyone's pitches. Some people had fake pitches. So then I was like, okay, well, how can I top this? Merrick started doing propaganda. We're still on round 2 of 4. Here's the issue that they found is that I can't put votes back on the board because I delete the games when they ascend. So that means that if they got a bomb into the Halls of Ascension and killed Zero Escape, the game would break and I would have to do some patches to fix it. And they very much wanted to do that. A bomb did not go off at the Halls of Ascension. Merrick, this seems unlikely. Never forget the aces of our sleeves. Combine them with heroic voting efforts for maximum chances of success. New extra rules. The remaining 2 Radiant Archangels. Oh yeah, we haven't got to the first Archangel yet. Skedaddle, Skedoodle, your Toho is now bomb defusal. I was so mad when this happened because I had that planned already, and then Merrick fucking did it in a comment. I was like, ah, fuck it. God damn it. Like, that was legitimately planned. That Toho would turn into a bomb defusal, and fucking Merrick called random evolution. Zero Escape, Persona 4 Golden, Ascending Ties, games tie, causing them both to descend, breaking the game. And in conclusion, a vote a bomb, downvote Dragon Angel. I don't know the lore behind Maurice, but here's Maurice. You know, Merrick's persona, 11th hour, praying that the bomb somehow makes it through. We evolved Metal Gear Solid 5 with Pokemon music in there. Not pressing B, huh? Well, okay then. Congratulations, your Metal Gear Solid 5 evolved into Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, a whole series, and this improved its chances up to 338. But still, not an outlier. Ahem, is this thing still on? Something has happened. The first of the 3 Radiant Angels has appeared. The Radiant Angel of Resurrection. 15 people are about to receive a letter from me. If arranged properly, they make 2 specific words. The first person to DM me these 2 words gets to ascend the game of their choosing to the halls, even if it's been called. If you received a letter, share it at your own risk. And if you didn't receive a letter, who's going to doubt you if you still say you got one? You'll need to cooperate a little to share, but not too much to give away the answer. And those perceptive among you might be able to fill in the gaps without your own letter at all. Hoo, happy hunting. So that was the first of the 3 radiant angels. All right, this one did not have a name. The rules were that if anyone who actually got a letter said a key phrase in chat, they said, I was chosen to be a letter carrier. The rule was that if a letter carrier typed that out pretty much exactly, I would confirm that they were a letter carrier and their letter was set, like they could trust it. Because there was a lot of people pretending to have a letter when they didn't have one. Meanwhile, there was a lot of people like trying to figure out how what all the letters were. I didn't tell people they were getting this. Like they just suddenly got it. I just went through chat and saw who was active in the poll so far, and I just DM'd 15 people out of the blue and just gave them a letter. And I was very careful with the wording of the direct message, because I was like very suggestively saying that, hey, this is your only chance to know if someone's legitimate or not, that you can share parts of the DM and you can know, oh, you actually did get a DM because I know that's the wording that Joe used, and it got leaked in like 5 seconds. So that was fun. So the phrase was, it was like giving out clues. I was like, I'll give out a clue soon. The 2 words are made up of the letters I gave out to the 50. That was a clue. So they eventually got it, and the phrase was mastermind farce. And the winner got it on their first and only guess what Joe is evolving. Their only guess. They came out of nowhere, and they chose to ascend Dujana, which is quite an interesting pick. So at this point, I think that Fire Emblem Three Houses was the winner on the list, and it looked like it was going to win for sure. Look where it is now. It's just fucking 25. Then I pulled out one of the aces I had, which was that I evolved Shin Megami Tensei How Many Games Can We Veto Guide in a fake entry I put on the list into Persona 4 Golden. Now, I let this sit for a while and they were wondering what it was, and I don't think anyone called this. A lot of people called a lot of the things that I was going to do. So then we go to February 10th. Monotone excitement. Hello, it is the final hour of round 2 of 4, and we have a last hour change. Toho 23, I accidentally married a flea, but now I'm falling in love with him. Help, featuring music by Hans Zimmer and voice acting by Christopher Walken as the flea has turned into a bomb defusal fairy with a magic wrench wand. Surely no one predicted this twist, Merrick, and this is an entirely upsetting revelation for you all. Ha ha, ha ha ha, ha ha. Haha. The bomb defusal fairy has the power to stop any bomb on the board from exploding, but only if they are voted to within 2 places of it. Her wand doesn't have much reach, but it's still better than most. If the fairy doesn't have a bomb to defuse at the end of the round, she will become irate and begin throwing her wrench wands at everyone. She will hit 2 games above her and 2 games below her, giving them downvote buttons for the rest of the game. I was like, oh man, I was like a pig in shit when I wrote that. Happy voting. Round ends 1 hour from this post. They had 1 hour to do this. Also remember that the voting belt is a donut. If the angel doesn't ascend, its power still has to go somewhere. So this was a clue that I had been dropping in chat for a while, that if a bomb was to go off at the bottom position, that it would loop around the donut and explode the top position. All right, so they had 1 hour to get the fairy, the bomb defusal fairy, next to the bomb. And the bomb was like down here. And the fairy was like up here, all right? It wasn't at the top, but it was pretty high up, all right? I need you to understand something, all right? There was so much voting at the end of this, and JADS was moving so fast, and Dragon's Den was moving so fast, that they broke Discord. So, like, we had to close the voting room, I think maybe a minute before it was scheduled to, because there were so many emotes moving and so many chat messages in Dragon's Den. The votes were vanishing on the server side. Like, all of a sudden, I thought the game was over. The top voted games had 1 vote. There was just 1 vote left. They were all grayed out. Like, it was scary as shit. Then I had to pause it and we had to let it settle, and it took a while for the votes to come back. We had to refresh and let the site like recover from the hammering that we had given it. Bomb and the bomb defusal fairy were 3 votes away from each other. And I teased chat by saying that, well, I said 2 spaces, like, but they're 3 votes apart, so it doesn't count, you know? If only someone else could vote, you know, like, whoever can see the room can still vote, and only me and Lily can see the room because we're admins on the site. Like, did Lily vote? However, chat called me on my bullshit. Lily's vote wasn't relevant because it was places, not votes. Chad had no idea what was going on, and Chad had no idea because we have to close the channel down to even the bot to let Discord, you know, settle from just the beating that they had given it from crashing it. The bomb got defused by the bomb defusal fairy. The Dragon Angel was the low vote outlier for this round and ascended to the Halls of Ascension. Persona 4 Golden ascends as the high vote outlier. Within the Halls of Ascension, there is then Persona 4 Golden, Zero Escape, and Dragon Angel. Because Dragon Angel was there, Dragon Angel then triggers her ascension on Zero Escape, which sent Zero Escape to Outer Heaven because it ascends one up. There are 44 entries left on the voting belt, so now there's 33. So what happened next round? 40 of them are legitimate games. I called everything from mid-range sped, but graciously spared 2. One of them was Hypnospace Outlaw. The following rules are still in play. Top 5 games win, bottom 3 games win. A clear outlier and the top and bottom of the list are at the end of the round ascends to the Halls of Ascension and will be played. These do not take spots away from the top 5, bottom 3. If the bomb defusal fairy isn't in range of an active bomb at the end of the round, she will throw her wand wrenches at 2 games above her and 2 games below her, giving them downvote buttons for the rest of the game. If I've forgotten anything, I will update here. This is round 3. It will end on Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern, unless something happens. New rule going forward: the game in the middle of the voting belt will also be chosen to play at the end of the game, not the end of the round. So that's Fire Emblem right now, as you can see here. So keep this in mind for the voting round 4. The second Radiant Angel descends in 1 hour. Now, I think that this Radiant Angel will go down in history as the most hyped part of the game. I personally prefer Divina Cage because Divina Cage is got more jokes and stream jokes in it, but people seem to prefer Votos. The sky darkens. The second of the 3 Radiant Angels has appeared, the Radiant Angel of Reckoning, Votos the Merciful. You have provoked her wrath after breaking destiny and saving the bomb that was meant to explode and ascending the angel that was meant to ascend only others. Votos arrives onto the voting belt in a dormant state. She requires votes to awaken her powers. At the end of the current round, she will cause the following game quake depending on her power level. 0 to 50 votes, no effect, she remains dormant, alright? 51 to 150 votes, she will call the bottom 10 entries on the list. Gone. If she ends the round with 151 to 250 votes, she will call the middle 10. Gone. Gone. If she gets over 401 votes, she reaches full power, unleashing a reckoning through every game and calling half the list in alternating order, starting with the number 1 spot, so 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. This ends the round immediately. The Radiant Angel must remain above 401 for 10 consecutive minutes to unleash her charged power. This was irrelevant because she never got above 401 ever. Votos is merciful, however, and brings with her 5 training dummies that can tank some of these hits. The Fairy and Diffuse Bomb can also be hit by her powers. So, my idea for this game was that I wanted the game to be chaos, but controlled chaos. I never wanted anything to be so unfair that you all felt that you didn't have any control. So for me, I wanted there always to be a way out for you to be able to control it, and this was your way of controlling it. I looked at this and I was like, okay, she's gonna call 10 games, or you can roll the dice and call half of the games, and position the dummies and the bomb and the fairy in such a way that they will take some of those hits. Or you can upvote the oh shit, let's not do that yet. Oh man, so much happened that day. All right. Or you can use the training dummies. Here you go. The training dummies to tank some of the hits too. That's why she brought them. In my head, I wanted you guys to call 5 games in one of these ranges. I wasn't expecting you to get all 7 of these entities into the range, but I wanted you to call 5 games out of these. But this did not happen because you all decided not to. After I think a day, Votos wasn't doing too well because she wasn't getting the 401, and I wanted her to get the 401. Not only that, there was a conspiracy starting to form and it was getting pretty fucking salty that because I had added Persona 4 as a surprise game and Rob, you know, snatch Fire Emblem from the jaws of victory, you know, because the Persona 4 was just a clear outlier right away. That they were like, oh, Joe clearly doesn't want to play Fire Emblem. Oh, no, and now look, he's added this thing that's clearly gonna call the top 10 games where Fire Emblem is. Joe doesn't want to play Fire Emblem. This is all a conspiracy, so Joe doesn't play Fire Emblem. All right. Meanwhile, the Chads that wanted stuff like Deadly Premonition and 13 Sentinels were downvoting their games smartly and strategically out of the top 10, whereas Fire Emblem was like, you want us to unvote our own game? No one's head can live at that speed. Eventually they got it, but they weren't there yet, you know what I mean? They could only upvote their own game, and that was the only thing they could consider. More votes mean more like play. Yes, no strategy, just vote. This is your average Fire Emblem fan, alright? I thought Votos' implementation, if I can, you know, toot my own horn Corn was pretty genius, because I knew for sure she was going to get above 50, because who's not going to vote for the Radiant Angel of Reckoning, okay? There's at least 50 agents of chaos in chat, and as soon as she gets to 50 votes, now we're at 51 150, and all the people that have their outliers in the bottom have a really big incentive to vote her up to this one. At that point, she's in the middle, where the least amount of people care, probably, because the outliers already been set, and she will creep slowly and steadily up, while the people that want games in the top 10 look on in horror. There's no way she's gonna get to 251. There's no way. It's unthinkable. No way. We don't even have to worry about votos. You know, it's complacency at its finest. And then, as soon as she gets to 251, the panic sets in. And I was hoping that all these heavy-duty voters with the biggest voting clans in the game would be like, you know what, fuck it, let's vote her up to 401, let's take the 50-50, and let's see what happens, alright? That's what I thought was gonna happen. But it didn't. It didn't happen. So I realized that this was a problem. Okay, I can draw 2 Chans with 1 fan art. I want to quell this Fire Emblem conspiracy, and I also want to give Votos a chance and lower the threshold of what she can do. You hear her hopping behind you. Greetings, fellow weeb. It's the purple training dummy. She's having trouble maintaining eye contact with you. Somehow she can blink. The training dummies that were brought down had a little bit of flavor text. There was red, green, purple, blue, and yellow, right? And yellow was the big one. Green had come to bargain. Red was sentient. Purple was the cute one. Blue was just the dummy. Blue was just the dummy. Okay, so I thought that red was going to be the fan favorite because I thought that chat would value sentience. But no, chat values cuteness. So purple was the fan favorite. So that just goes to show you that weebs value cuteness over sentience, which is probably why they love anime girls over real girls. I decided to do this. I'm not sure, but I'm going to blame Merrick for ruining this again. I think Merrick ruined this. Now, as you can see in this text, the way that she presents herself is leading you toward a very, very strong conclusion, okay? Look how thick I'm laying it on. Not sentient. Is cute. Doesn't want you to kill her. I've come with the deal. She lifts her head suddenly. You'd think it would be green, but no. She looks down. You have to deal with purple Chan instead. I hope that's okay, because green was the one that come to bargain, all right? She hops in place for a moment. So the thing is, Mommy Votos has a lot of trouble staying in the Veld. She's so powerful that it's taxing for her not to destroy all of reality by being here. So I thought we could make a deal and we could all win. Purple Chan looks at you directly in the eyes. I want you to kill me. Her eyes widen at your expression. No, it's okay. She hops forward suddenly. Votos wouldn't have to suffer as much, using her power to maintain me. And you get something out of it too. I've made an arrangement with the mastermind. If you could kill me, then Fire Emblem Three Houses gets to ascend right away, straight to outer heaven where it will be safe. She looks away. All you have to do is kill me. But that's fine, right? I'm not even sentient. She whispers, because I'm not red. Do you kill Purple Chan? And as you can see, right away, no is winning. So shotgun to kill her, no to not kill her. Now, I read this and my plan was, I thought by putting this forward, it would seem that, you know, we really shouldn't kill her. Look how cute she is and everything. You know what? Let's kill her. Like, Merrick looped that around immediately, and I don't know if it's Merrick's fault. But Merrick was the only one saying it at the beginning. Merrick was like, I looped it around again, and I think Joe wants us to kill her. And I did. I wanted you to kill her. Because if you killed her, there was a clue in here, is that Votos don't have to suffer so much in using her power to maintain me. It's strenuous for her, powerful and taxing for her not to destroy reality by being here. If you guys killed Purple Chan, the Votos vote threshold was going to drop down to 375. Because I wanted Votos to go off, or I wanted Votos going off to be actually possible, because I was starting to think it wasn't possible. So if you did that, Votos threshold would drop from 401 to 375, and that was it. That was the only bad thing that was going to happen. It was going to drop down to 375. And then after Purple Chan died, a roulette rake was going to fall from the sky and push blue out to you, and gonna say, just in all caps, no more emotion, no nothing, kill this one and 13 Sentinels ascends. But you guys didn't kill her. So like now I'm like, well fuck, how do I make you guys kill her? Why won't you kill me, senpai? Am I not worthy enough to trade for one game? Am I so pathetic you're holding out for more? Purple Chan begins to cry. This was probably a mistake. I think this won her more points than she needed. This had the opposite effect. But then, for fine, you win, Onich. I don't even really know what Oni-chan means. But fine, you win, Oni-chan. I'm not worth one game, so you get 2. Fire Emblem and whatever is at the top spot when you kill me. She turns away. I never want to see you again. At this point, it was Metal Gear Solid, I think. Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Purple-chan dies if the kill votes are ever 5 votes higher than the no votes, representing your 5 seconds of hesitation as you squeeze the trigger. It's symbolism like Silent Hill 2. And they didn't kill her. They didn't kill her. All Fire Emblem fans had to do was vote on the shotgun, and they didn't do it. Couldn't do it. Couldn't bring themselves to kill a line of text. Non-sentient, you know, cute, but you can't see that. You can't see the cuteness. Now I'm Shamano. The first Shamano and the second Shamano. Do you hug Purple-chan? The tension in the air when I put the do you hug Purple-chan prompt in there. 5 votes higher, you hug Purple-chan. It's a nice hug, and that's it. That's all it was. It was just a hug. It was just a hug. And I thought that if you guys hugged her, it would be like, okay, you got to interact with your waifu, and the hug was fine. There was no trap here, so maybe there's no trap with killing her either. Let's go ahead and kill her. You have 2 hours to kill Purple-chan. If you do not, then the opportunity is gone forever. Her offer will be withdrawn. Happy voting. And now I got mad. I'm like, okay, fuck it. Now I have to go to the other version. And during this time, the funniest thing, or second funniest thing in the whole game happened with, let's see if we can find it. Purple Dummy is in love with Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. Vote them next to each other if you hate love and you are a terrible person. Happy early Valentine's Day. So, wait, this isn't your final normal form? Setting on a date. Apparently my original form was too scary for humans, weaklings. Can I see it, please? Pop. Sure, close your eyes. No peeking. Take your time, hun. Transform sequence. Okay, I'm ready. Whoa! Fucking badass. Human for comparison. Holy shit, how do I look? Aww. Awesome, very cool. Aww. Aww. Thank you, Anu. Aww. So this was Votos' drop down. Bomb-chan, were you supposed to have ascended by now? Wasn't that the plan? Where are you? The hell are you doing up here? The fucking paper airplane. I've been diffused. Why are they moving heaven and hell for her? She is nothing special. Correct. Votos is immune to everything. Votos looks like Makoto, by the way. No, Votos does the culling for me this round. Votos leaves the game after her powers, so she can't get hit by the fairy. 401 votes features full power. Votos cannot ascend. Their queen should be me. Votos, the Mary Sue. And yeah, the colors of the training dummies match Infinity Gems or whatever the fuck they are from Marvel. This is such a badass picture. With the sky darkens that happens right afterward. This is with her dropping the fuse that's been now diffused by the fairy. This is such a badass picture. I love this picture. Incredible. I think this was the feeling that people were getting from me during it. The lily, nice. So at this point, I started playing more mind games in chat. I changed my profile picture to Shamano and started saying, I knew that you guys wouldn't kill her, and I predicted this, and blah, 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 and because I clearly didn't. And whenever someone came in to bitch about the fact that their game wasn't going to send because of Purple-chan, I would make fun of them, and then when they got angry at me, I would post a picture of the Emperor from The Last Jedi. Like, let your anger and hate flow through you and kill Purple-chan, because I wanted her to die. That's what I wanted to happen. Please, Joe, give us an 11th hour twist to save Fire Emblem. I'll do anything. This was... 2 hours left to kill Purple-chan, and they didn't do it. They didn't do it. So let's continue with the Purple-chan arc. They didn't do it. So Purple-chan lived, and I had to think of a new story, okay? So now I have to be like, okay, well shit, she didn't die, and they didn't take my ultimatum, which was like my Hail Mary, they have to kill her now. Calling it, you have chosen to spare Purple-chan. In her anger, she calls both Fire Emblem Three Houses and Metal Gear Solid directly to double hell, because those are the ones that were going to ascend if you killed her, is what should happen. I waited a little bit after doing that, and JADS went nuts. Dragon's Den went nuts, but instead, Mommy Votos would never allow it. Purple-chan finally speaks. She pushes you away from hugging her, because the hug was still going, just hugging. Over the range. Far away. No one makes me laugh harder than myself, sorry. I know it's a bad habit, but no one makes me laugh harder than myself. You hear a crackle of energy coming from Votos, then it passes. Never have I... Purple-chan stops herself. She hops away once, twice she mutters. Other than that, the veldt is strangely silent. There's a hole where Umineko used to be. Can't you see this is what I wanted? Purple-chan shouts as she suddenly turns to you, hopping madly, because she's a training dummy, right? She only has like the one training dummy post leg. Only you could have freed me from this torment. I thought I could trust you. I'm doomed now. Never have I doubted what I am. I know I'm a dummy, but this is the first time I felt like one. Ooh. Both of you walk away from each other while Purple-chan hops, you know, on her one pole training dummy leg. Now what? Fire Emblem and Metal Gear Solid do not ascend. Ultimately, every game in the vault remains as they were. Suddenly, you hope you know what you're doing. Okay, so there was a free ascension in this message that no one found until I had to give them like a fourth clue to point it out that there was one waiting. So the first letter of every sentence here, monocoinbonus, monocoin bonus, and it stayed like that for I think 13 hours, something like that, 13-14 hours, and no one found it until I said in chat, hiding in plain sight, look out for it. And I believe the winner of that chose Half-Life 2, I believe. Now, they thought it was over, but no. What purple training dummy? The cute one is evolving. The sky darkens. Congratulations, your purple training dummy, the cute one, evolved into kwaiinamite, a weeb bomb's tail. So kwaiinamite was going to be what I'm a Witcher was going to evolve into. So you guys would have a mad scramble in the end of the round to figure out a way to get rid of this bomb that's going to explode at the top of the list where all the best games are, you know, for a lot of people. But I had to move it forward because my plan has changed. kwaiinamite, a weeb bomb's tail. At the end of the round, it calls the first weeb game above it and the first weeb below it. It will skip every other non-weeb game until it finds one. If the weeb games are tied, then the power of friendship makes them die together. Immune from the fairies defusal. This was the Merrick clause. Immune from the fairies defusal. Immune from ascending. Immune from culling. This will explode somewhere on the veldt, and the veldt is a donut. It's culling 2 games. Happy voting. Angry anime face. So the dragon angel after was going to evolve again later into a normie angel, and the normie angel was going to have a weeb effect, but the opposite. It was going to ascend non-weeb games, and it would go up the list and down the list until it found one. But you guys ascended the dragon angel into the halls of ascension. Now it's in outer heaven. Just think of how it got there. So the angel was gone, so I couldn't do it. So like I had to like go do different mechanics and think of different ideas. That's part of the fun. Anyway, so I have no more twists planned for this round of the game. The round ends tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, and we'll follow all of the really easy to understand rules above. The next round starts out with doing another word game like the previous one we did the other day. Round ends in 40 minutes. Current outliers are Metal Gear Solid and Defuse Bomb, because of course it is. Votos is set to destroy the top 10 entries on the board. After that, meaning Fire Emblem 3 Houses, Half-Life 2, kwaiinamite, will spread again. Xenoblade Chronicles 1, Have to Wait for Green Train Dummy, Yakuza Kiwami, Yellow Train Dummy, the new Train and kwaiinamite will explode, calling Sakura, Cookie Cumberdine, and Dark Chronicle. If any of this sounds disagreeable to you then. So Defuse Bomb went up to the Halls of Ascension, because it was the bottom outlier, and Metal Gear Solid went up there too. And then the Dragon Angel was between Persona 4 Golden and Defuse Bomb, and ascended a Fuse Bomb and Persona 4 Golden, because Persona 4 Golden has less Fuse than Metal Gear Solid, and they went up into Outer Heaven, and Metal Gear Solid is the only one in Halls of Ascension. At the end of this round, they were trying to make it so Metal Gear Solid was an outlier, okay? They really wanted Metal Gear Solid to be an outlier, and it needed one vote at the end of it. And I lost internet because Lily's dog unplugged the modem downstairs. No one believes me, but this legitimately happened. So I couldn't see, and I was blind for a bit, and during this time, chat begged Lily to go in because she was the only one that could see the room and give Metal Gear Solid its final vote that it needed to ascend, and she did that, and Lily was the hero. Lily ascended Metal Gear Solid with the one vote it needed, and that's how that round ended. Pretty fucking hype. The bomb defusal fairy was not in range of active bombs, and given nothing to do, began throwing her wrench wands around in a fit of rage. But 2 games above her and 2 games below her hit in this onslaught and now have downvote buttons. Blue Train Dummy now has 2 downvote buttons. Sorry, Naja. Kingdom Hearts 2, Hypnospace Outlaw, and Gravity Rush, which is why these games are so low on the list, because they have multiple downvote buttons. Votos leaves the Veldt without a word. The train dummies dissolve, leaving only their cross-like support stands where they once stood as a remnant. The pieces of kwaiinamite remain, however. All is quiet for a time. The sky remains dark. An hour passes. A shaft of light breaks the clouds and illuminates the broken chunks of kwaiinamite. As if the explosion is happening in reverse, her body reassembles itself and then explodes again. She screams and is then gone. This is what kwaiinamite looks like, by the way. This was after she was refused, and this is and evolved, and this is the kwaiinamite that she turned into. Pretty badass design. And then Marek went full near automata. Give up here. Do you admit there is no meaning to this world? Do you think chans are silly things? And this is kwaiinamite exploding at the end of the round. I feel like I'm losing hope in my body and my soul, and the sky looks so ominous. I'm not gonna sing, sorry. And as time comes to a halt, silence starts to overflow. My cries are inconspicuous. Tell me, God, are you punishing me? Is this the price I'm paying for my past mistakes? This is my redemption song. I need you more than ever right now. Can you hear me now? Bomb Chan down with the voter sailors, because we're gonna shout it loud, even if our words seem meaningless. It's like I'm carrying the weight of the world. So the sailors wanted to get Bomb Chan all the way to the moon. So Sailor Moon, I wish that some way, somehow, that I could save every one of us. But the truth is, I'm only one girl. Maybe if I keep believing, my dreams will come to life. come to life, and then she blew up and died. She screams and is then gone, only a single shard of her is left behind, imperceptible unless she knew where to look. A glowing light enters outer heaven just as the dragon angel is about to leave, having done her strange duty that she does, not fully understanding any longer. The glowing light does not allow her to leave. And that's why the dragon angel is stuck in outer heaven. And on the voting belt, there was the game scroll up and the bottom defusal fairy, a blue remnant, a red remnant, a yellow remnant, and a shard of kwaiinamite. So these were the non-game entities that were on the list, okay? This is important to remember for what comes now. Howdy, I'm Jack Chan. You may know me from my flippant self-chanification, my brief stint as a puppet for Votos, the Angel of Reckoning, and or my general lack of regard for a consistent style. Mom said it's my turn to post in the fan art museum. The end is nigh. But enough about me. I called you here for a reason. I have a dream, and that dream is for Joseph Anderson to play Wandersong. Now you might be wondering, why Wandersong? There are so many games still in the running, why would you pick this one? Wandersong is not a weeb game, Wandersong is a clear underdog. I love you, that's unvote Wandersong into the bottom 5. It has Joe's name all over it, literally. Very clever. Very fucking clever. The ground trembles. The third of the 3 radiant angels has appeared. The radiant corrupted angel of chaos, Divina Cage the Four-Face. She ascends from hell, casting 8 long shadows over the veldt for each of her arms. The four faces of Divina Cage always laugh in unison, but they never speak the same words at the same time except for their legendary greeting. Merry Christmas. The 4 voices echo together across the veldt. Then they take turns to speak. Face 1 says, "We have arrived as it was ordained. What you did to Purple Chan was foretold in our indigo prophecy. We will switch things up." Indigo is kind of purple, right? It's kind of a bluey purple. It's a bit of a stretch, but it's there. Face 2 says, "You've done okay, but it's still just a tad boring here. I think I will bring a heavy rain of meteorites." Face 3 says, "We were not always 4 or 3 or 2. I mark the moment we went beyond 2 souls. I will right some of the wrongs in this mess." Face 4 says, "Nothing." It just laughs at the disorder on the veldt. Perhaps the most human reaction, but it still disturbs you. The other faces begin to laugh too. So I thought this was clever because it could adopt all the upvotes and the downvotes that the Hellgate had, and the Hellgates became other entities that were already on the list, because putting another game on the list means I can't give it its vote. And I thought that was pretty clever of a way to get something back on the board without having to deal with that problem. Anyway, so Divina Cage does not care about your pacing. Her effects are empowered if her vote thresholds are ever met. The 3rd Radiant Angel corrupted Divina Cage for voting. Alright, so they got it to 175 votes very quickly, and the mystery box opened. If Divina Cage receives 350 votes for the final hour of the final 4 hours of the vote, everyone on the server can vote. And this did not happen. So there's going to be some ways that this could happen today, because we still have a whole marble stream to do after this, even though we've been live for an hour and a half. Wardrummer noticed that I put glados Gymnast in the list of games that we had to make that were weeb or not weeb, and they chose Steins Gate. So now we have Steins Gate Saturdays. I know there's a lot of rule changes above, so let me refresh the victory conditions. At the end of the game, top 3 games are chosen, bottom 5 games are chosen. The game in the middle position, closest we can get, is also chosen. I'm undecided if we will have an outlier ascension in this round. You may want to vote like we will. We shall see. And this is the round we're in right now. I've decided that a short game, if it's a game that we can play in 2 streams, it can outlier ascend. So then we did another word game, and I'm not sure if it's here or not. I sent out messages to each of them, and they had to do a phrase, and I gave them 2 numbers. You are a letter carrier, here's your number and here's your letter, and both of them were numbers. So like, is this a mistake? Did you, like, you gave me a number, like the DM, my DMs just lit up every single time. I think only one person immediately sent back to me, "Oh, so that means it's a letter that corresponds with the alphabet position." But they were still wrong, but they had the right idea. And 3 of them were imposters. So 3 imposters were that they could say what their letters were in the phrase that they were given, and it was, "I am giving up for the good of the game. Joe gave me this number and this letter." And if they said that exactly, I would confirm in chat, yes, I did give them that. 3 people were imposters, which meant that if they said that, I would confirm it even though their letter and number was fake to keep it interesting, and it worked out pretty well. So 3 people did that. I fucked it up though because they were supposed to at me, and then Reese, who was an imposter, added Joseph Anderson and said I was an imposter after revealing their letter, and I didn't realize that they had added a different Joseph Anderson on the server as a way to fuck with everyone else. I didn't realize it, and so it's like, Reese, see, I was telling the truth, and then directly below it, I'm like, Reese was an imposter. So I feel bad about that, but like, they were fucking with me pretty hard. Probably the funniest thing that has ever happened on JADS was Boulder explaining what I'd given to him. So Joe gave me a 5, and like, I'm just reading it and I'm just cracking up, and they're like, what? Because there's so many people that didn't get a letter, so they had no idea what was going on because no one had revealed their letter or number yet, because they were keeping it close to themselves and trying to do DM backdoor deals, right? So it's like no, seriously, Boulder, if you got something, be serious about it. It's like I just told you he gave me 2 5s. Joe gave me 2 5s. Okay, we're playing a word game. Letters make the words. What's your letters? I have 2 5s. And then he got mad, I think, because no one believed him. And he typed out, I am giving up for the good of the game. I was a letter carrier. Joe gave me 5 and 5. And I can confirm that Boulder was a letter carrier and his number was 5 and his letter was 5 and people were like, what the fuck? Anyway, so the way the game worked was that the number was there were five words in the phrase. The number was what word the letter is in. So if you got a number 1, it was the first word of the 5. If you got a number 4, it was the 4th word of the 5. They didn't know how many words there were at that point. They needed to collect all the information to figure out how many words there were. And your letter was a number. And most people probably thought that if it was like the number 1, it would be an A. And if it was number 3, it would be a C. So it corresponds with the alphabet. And that was on the right track, but it was backwards. So 1 would be Z and 26 would be A. So it was a reversal. And the whole joke was leading up to the reveal. The 5-word phrase was, finally Leon has his revenge. And resulted in another funny image of the people like messaging me at the very end. This person would have won if they got it right. Finally Leon has his reverse. They would have won. No one had gotten it yet. Reverse? So, not the only one who did this either. There were a couple. I also had finally Leon has big revenge because an imposter had revealed a letter and they thought it was G, and the G was fake, but no one called them on it, so they all thought a G was a real one, I guess. So finally Leon has his reverse. Oh my god. The following games have been revived by the Hellgates. Oh, also the 2 winners of the word game, because they said it pretty much instantly. They decided to ascend Deadly Premonition and Rabby Ribby, and Bruce Chaos Enjoyer got the 3rd place prize, which was that they get to brag to everyone that they came in 3rd place. And then, after making fun of it the whole stream, in a 1 in 20 chance, in a stunning upset, Voters in the Mastermind lost the gambit against the Fire Emblem House of Voters, and it has been reinstated on the Velt. You can find it at the bottom of the voting list, where a 4 hyphens used to be. This is the second time the game was broken because I had to put it back on with no votes. Now I made a mistake and I didn't give it a downvote button, and it was just immediately back in the top 3, and it was like, okay, this is gonna win. And I don't like it when games are just like there's no chance of stopping them, so I had to give it a downvote button. So I made a Divina Cage Sneeze. Divina Cage Sneezes Fire Emblem Three Houses now has a downvote button, and I'm sorry, that's my mistake. I should have just given it one right at the beginning. Apologies. So there's the Hellgates in the Velt, and they're bringing over games from the Hell of Cold Things, and also Divina Cage, the 4th base, gave every game a downvote with meteors, but that was after the training dummy Purple Chan turned into kwaiinamite and exploded, and it was also after the bomb in Persona 4 got sent into outer heaven along with the angel. Joe, what the fuck are you talking about? And I think this is all about the how the bomb was diffused by the fairy. There you go. That's the whole story if you want to see all the tension that was there. I think that's the hardest I've ever seen Discord move. Discord is bopping. Joseph Anderson, Marble Races. Yep, the turnabout there with that. This was it. Couldn't kill dumb purple text. This will never be not funny. Fire Emblem fans, the big clowns. Fire Emblem related text. This was it. This was it. LLU. This was it. We need an LLU emote now. God damn it. 1 stream later. I knew that sparing purple would turn her as well as Fire Emblem into running jokes, and that the dummies would leave remnants behind, and that the 3rd angel would be the Divina Cage, and who would turn the remnants into Hellgates, and that multiple Hellgates would end up with candidates of identical vote count, so that you would have no choice but to live stream a Clownfest Marble Race extravaganza, in which I would lose so frequently that you couldn't resist tempting fate and arranging a rubbing it in finale between me and Purple, which Purple, now my ally because I spared her, would rinse so I would emerge as the victor, embarrassing you and all those who made fun of Fire Emblem fans in front of hundreds of people. I am not a man satisfied with mere victory. Others must fail. Fire Emblem fans. Joe Marbles. All right, so I'm not gonna spoil it, okay? Because you can still go watch the stream later. Okay, it's not just that like Fire Emblem won the 1 in 20. Like there was 19 kwaiinamites and 1 Fire Emblem marble in the race. It's not just that the Fire Emblem won that race. It's how the Fire Emblem marble won the race, okay? Like, alright, so hopefully I did it justice. I tried to be more more straightforward with the explanation and tell it chronologically instead of just making it wacky and wild like we did on Saturday. So if you want the chaotic explanation of what happened, Saturday's explanation might be funnier. But today, I tried to make it more straightforward so you could actually understand what happened.